Aparoksh Anubhuti. Today we are doing the 57th shloka of Aparoksh Anubhuti. If you have the text, follow me for chanting it. Swapno jagarne lika, swapne pi jagaro nahi, dvayameva laye nasti, layopi hyubhayornacha. Translation: the dream state is unreal in waking, and the waking state is absent in dream. And again, these two states of waking and dream are totally absent in deep sleep. This deep sleep state is not available either in waking or in dream state. It sounds like a riddle that we have to solve. And yet, these are the three states of consciousness that we actually experience every single day of our life. Every single day, we are in the waking state, like we are now. Every single day, we are in the sleeping state, which is at night. And every single day, whether you know it or not, you are dreaming in the middle of the deep sleep state. So let's try and figure out a little bit more about these three states that Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya is referring to in the 57th shloka of Aparoksh Anubhuti. The Mandukya Upanishad is basically devoted to explaining these three states of consciousness. And these are the three states of consciousness that the mind or the jiva experiences every single day. So let's do the first one. The first one is when we are awake, the waking state, which is the time we spend the most in this state during the day. It is called Jagrat Avastha. Jagrat meaning awake. In the Jagrat Avastha, the jiva, our consciousness, is called Vishwa. So what happens in this state of consciousness? In this state of consciousness, your body, your senses, five senses of perception, the five senses of action, the mind, all are totally functioning. And they are all occupied with the stimuli that they receive from the outside world. In the waking state, all our functions are in the outside world. And the objects, the situations, the vishayas of the world, the people of the world, all are perceived through our five senses of perception. In this state of consciousness, in our waking state, who is experiencing things is the mind, the senses, the body, and what we are experiencing is the outside world. So in the waking state, there is a duality. The one who is experiencing, subject, the one that is being experienced, the outside, object. So this is how we have to understand the waking state. Mind is also working, body is also working, senses is also working, and there is a duality between the one experiencing the subject and the one that is being experienced, which is the object outside. Let's go to the second state of consciousness. We will call that the Swapna state, Swapna Avastha, or the dreaming state. Okay, we'll come to sleeping state later. So we have done the waking state. The second state we are going to look at is the Swapna Avastha, or the dreaming state. In that, the jiva, the consciousness, is called Tejas. You remember waking state? It was called Vishwa. Dreaming state is called Tejas. Now in the dreaming state, the body is not working. The senses are not working. What is working is only the mind. The mind cannot experience anything outside, like in the waking state, because the senses are shut. The outside world can only enter us through the senses of perception. So in the dreaming state, who is perceiving what? What are we experiencing? And who is experiencing it? The mind is experiencing the mind itself. Little confusing. I told you it was like a little riddle. So the mind is experiencing, perceiving all the things that are stored in the mind itself. You know, during the waking state, so many things we experience, all the stimuli, all the vishayas, all that is stored in the antakaran. And at night, when the mind is working by itself without the senses and without the body, the mind revisits all those impressions that have been collected in the antakaran. So the subject, the experiencer is the mind, and the object or that which is experienced is also the mind. There is no duality over there from outside and inside, only inside. And in that state, that thing which is being experienced is what we call sanskars. So the mind is experiencing the sanskars which are inside the mind itself. And that is the dreaming state, and the jiva is called tejas. So we have the waking state called Vishwa, we have the dreaming state called Tejas. Now, let's go to the deep sleep state. The deep sleep state is when there is no dreaming happening, and that is called Sushupti Avastha, third consciousness, Sushupti. In that, the jiva is called Pragnya. Pragnya. In this deep sleep state, body is definitely not working. Senses definitely not working. And even the mind is not working. All these three are at complete rest. We are in a dreamless state of sleep. No thoughts are being produced. No desires are being produced. No sanskars are being perceived. No impressions are being perceived. Then what is happening in that deep sleep state? Just awareness of a blissful, restful experience. Blissful, restful experience. No activity at all. And that blissful experience is what we call Anandamay Kosh. We feel the Anand, we feel the bliss of complete rest. But don't mistake that for enlightened state. Don't mistake that for samadhi. Don't mistake that for meditation, because we are not conscious at that time of the blissful state. There is still the veil of ignorance which is there between the jiva and Brahma. So there is no experience happening in the mind of either outside stimuli or even from inside stimuli. So this is the state of Sushupti Avastha. Blissful awareness. Blissful awareness. Now let's see what this shloka is saying. It's saying that when we are dreaming, that is not real compared to the waking state. In the waking state, the dream state is not real. In the deep sleep state, neither of them are real. So what is real? Which of these three is our actual state? Is it the waking state? Is it the dreaming state? Is it the deep sleep state? So Bhagwan is trying to explain to us that only one state of consciousness can occur at any one given time. If you are in the wakeful state, Vishwa, then dream and deep sleep cannot exist. When you are in the dreaming state, the waking and the deep sleep cannot exist. And in the deep sleep state, neither the waking nor the dreaming can exist. Now, which of these three is Sat? Which of these three is Asat? Which of these three is Mithya? So let's go back to what we have learned a little earlier and go back to the definition of what is Sat. What is the truth? The truth or the Sat is that which exists now, that which has always existed, and that which will always exist in the future. Something that permanently exists. Do any of these three states of consciousness permanently exist? No, we just saw that. Therefore, all these three states of consciousness are transient, they are all temporary, and therefore they are all mithya. None of this is the truth. When you're awake, you are not in the truth. When you're dreaming, you're not in the truth. Even in deep sleep, when you are experiencing blissful rest, even that is not truth. Then is there anything that is truth? What is exactly Sat? There is a fourth stage of consciousness. That fourth stage of consciousness we call Turiya Avastha. Turiya meaning fourth. And most of us are living only in the three illusory states of consciousness which are not real. Then who is living in the fourth state of consciousness? The enlightened master. The enlightened master experiences the fourth state of consciousness, or what we call Turiya Avastha. This Turiya Avastha transcends all the other three and supports them. The fourth state of consciousness, Turiya Avastha, transcends, is the substratum of all the other three states of consciousness, and it is indescribable. There are no words to explain what Turiya Avastha is. It can only be experienced by the one who has transcended all the three states of consciousness. And this fourth state of consciousness, the Turiya Avastha, is the witness of everything that is going on in the waking state. The Turiya Avastha is the witness of whatever is going on in the dream state. And the Turiya Avastha is the witness of all the bliss which you are feeling in the deep sleep state. So even though your mind is not working in deep sleep, even though your body is not functioning, even though your senses are not functioning, when you wake up and come out of deep sleep, you are aware, I had a good sleep today. I had a very restful sleep today. I had a very blissful sleep today. How do you know that? You know that because the truth, the Turiya Avastha, has witnessed it and made you aware of it. All right. So this state of Turiya Avastha is what we are all trying to work towards. It is a state that we all want to experience, like the masters of or enlightened masters have experienced it. And at that, when he experiences that Turiya Avastha, he is experiencing Brahma. And that is why we always say, make sure that you have a good night's sleep. Make sure you have a good night's sleep in deep sleep, enough sleep so that you can experience deep sleep, because in that deep sleep, you are experiencing Brahma, though you will not be aware of it. Okay, so it is still something that needs to be transcended. So everyone has seen the diagram of Om. It probably is showing in the opposite mirror image on your screen, but everyone knows what is Om. So in Mandukya Upanishad, we have been given the symbolism of this Om as in the three states of consciousness. So you see this part of the Om, this lower part, it's the biggest one, right? See how, see its shape, it goes round and then it kind of goes out like a tail. This is your waking state. This is your Vishwa. It is in this shape because it is Bahir Mukhi. It is going outwards. Your body is also working, your senses are also working, your mind is also functioning, and it is perceiving everything in the outside world. Vishwa, right? Now, let's go to this part. This is your dream state, Tejas. Do you see the shape? The mind is watching the mind. Everything is going internal. There is nothing that is going external. How this was going external, here the mind is going into itself, Tejas. This represents your your dream state. And this small part here, the third one, this is your deep sleep state, and it is called prajna. No thought, no interaction, no desire, just restful, deep sleep. Why have they put this deep sleep, prajna, highest? Because it is the closest to this little dot out here, which represents your Turiya Avastha. It's also called Bindu. So this is the Turiya Avastha, which is beyond all three states of consciousness, and we are trying to reach there. So in prajna, you're almost there. You're almost there, but still you are separated by it, by this veil of ignorance, which is called avidya. So we want to transcend, we want to go through this veil of ignorance. We want to pierce this veil of ignorance and experience Turiya, not just when we are in deep sleep and in unawareness, but in full awareness. And this is the beautiful symbolism of Om that we have here, which represents all four states of consciousness. Turiya being veiled, separated by this arch here, separated by avidya, ignorance, or the veil of Maya. So today's shloka tells you that don't worry whatever is happening in your waking state. This waking state is the one that troubles us the most. Everything is mithya only. It's just a drama. Just don't worry too much about it. Don't focus too much on that. Whatever the situations and stuff is happening in this mythical, illusory waking state, dream state, even deep sleep state, work towards piercing that veil of ignorance and experiencing your own self, which will be in the Turiya Avastha. Okay? So more on all these fascinating things we are experiencing every single day of our life, but we are not aware or conscious of what is going on. More on this beautiful topic next Thursday. Let's end today with a prayer. Don't forget, tomorrow is Bhakti. Do join us. Asato ma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityarma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Shidarpanam. Jai Gurudev. Thank you everyone for joining. God bless you all. Thank you, Zoom team.